The great activist Angela Davis said, "In a racist society, it's not enough to be non-racist. We must be anti-racist, working hard to make sure that we're loving each other and being kind to each other and being open and loving as best possible with each other. This is the way." And here we are in this pandemic of a virus. We're looking hard to make an injection that will cure us of that. And we're washing our hands. And we're cleaning our homes. And we're wiping the doorknobs. And we're being very conscious of trying to eliminate any germs and phobias going around about the virus. It's also time now, the good Lord's brought it to our attention, to clean our hearts. To wash our hearts clean. To make sure we have real, pure love coming through. And innocence and kindness for each other. Not just washing our hands on the outside, but washing our hearts on the inside. Racism is a poison that's been around for years. Okay, you can say black people were brought to this country 400 years ago for slavery. Here's 400 years later, 2020. Hendrix was here in the 60s. Beatles were here in the 60s. Stevie Wonder and Motown were hot in the 60s, let's say. Here we are now, 2020, still talking about the same things. Trying to have a bill about anti-lynching passed in 2020. So, what am I saying? Yes, let's care about this virus and find a good vaccine for it. And let's care about loving each other and having racism abolished. So we have true love for each other. Because the truth is, America needs each other. We are a great nation with each other. We are a win-win nation with each other. With each other. We all know it in our hearts of hearts. But let's bring it to the fore and let's talk about it. Kindly, sweetly, openly. And let's learn new things. That's another thing we have to think about. We may think we have all the answers. We really don't. We have to hear from each other how we feel and open up about it so we can come a little closer. Anyway, this is my prayer today, that we as a nation in America have an uplift at the passing of George Floyd. And we're all very moved by what we saw. Now this happens on a daily basis in America. This kind of action happens all the time in America. So now it's time to take a step back and make sure our police departments are not only reacting to 911 calls that we need and being good people, but if we have people who are not of good intention, they cannot be honestly protecting us. So it's important that we, as musicians, do our very best, as policemen do our very best, as firemen do our very best, our government does its very best, that we all do our very best. I want to say in my lifetime, I'm born in Kalamazoo, Michigan in 1952. Our family then moved to Plainwell, Michigan in the country when I was in first grade, and I would walk to catch the school bus. And on the school bus, I had some friends, little white boys. They were my friends. And when I get on the bus, they go, "Say your name." And they would teach me to say, "My name is Nigger." This is before I even knew what nigger meant. I said, "My name is Nigger." And they would laugh and laugh. And we were friends. I thought this was a great thing. Then, over about a few weeks' time, I asked my dad, "Dad, what does this word nigger mean?" He goes, "Well, it means you're ignorant. It means you're stupid." He says, "Don't ever say that word anymore." I said, "Okay." So then I got back on the school bus the next morning. They want to play this game with me. "What is your name?" And I couldn't play the game. Then they changed their attitude. And they weren't my friends anymore. I realized this is a powerful word. And they weren't my friends anymore. That was it. Okay. So each of you out watching me right now has your own stories along this type of line. Things you've gone through, things you've experienced. And this is way back in the 50s I'm talking about now. So again, I'm going to remind you, we're in 2020. We're in 2020. So now we're old enough now, wise enough, we've learned enough, we've seen enough. And we're reminded again by the passing of George Floyd's death. With the officer on his neck for 9 minutes, and even after he was dead, on his neck for another 2 minutes plus 36 seconds. So it's so important that we just renew our vow of kindness for each other. That we slow down to remind ourselves the God way is the kind way. It's so important. When I watch the current protests on the television, the protest of positive action, of coming together, I am really impressed to see all people coming together. Whites and blacks and Latinos of all color coming together as a people. And I am reinvigorated that we can, in fact, defeat racism. We will defeat the coronavirus with a vaccine. At the same time, I'm praying we can also defeat racism and bring our love for each other closer, more meaningful, and more godlike at this time. In this year, we can do so much good for Mother Earth and for each other. I feel it. I play music. I play the drums. I write songs. I sing. And I arrange and produce music all the time. And I know that I have to burn a candle, have a flower, have a little stick of incense, something that inspires me to feel the good spirit of love. And then when I feel that spirit of love, I can pour it into the music for all people, everywhere. And this is the magic of music. Music goes everywhere for all people, not just the colored people or white people or Latino people. No, all people. All people can dance to the music. All people can celebrate to the music. And this is the beauty of love in music. And we want to take that same love and pour it into humanity, for all humanity, to love one another, to take a step back and learn a new trick of, hey, life is good. Being born in the planet is a great thing. To breathe our air, like you say, I can't breathe, but to be able to breathe is a gift. That we not take it for granted. That we not take our lives for granted. That we not take our parents for granted, our grandparents for granted. That we not take our neighbors for granted. We not take our friends for granted. That we not take our businesses for granted, our offices where we work. That we not take our children for granted. That we not take our wives for granted, our husbands for granted. That we slow down during this pandemic to wash our hands, make sure the doorknobs are clean, make sure everything we're doing is clean, wearing a mask if you need to, if it's time to wear the mask, yes. At the same time, that our hearts are clean, that our souls are doing the mission of why we're here on this earth, to make the earth a better place, to enjoy life, and when it's all said and done, when we return to heaven, return to God, we can say, God, we did a wonderful thing on the earth. We had a good time. And it was fun, God. It was fun to see the hippopotamuses and all the animals you've made and all the good people you've made and hear all the great music you put on the earth. So remember what you're here for. Life is a gift. And let's treasure that gift. And we know this. But I live by a creed. And this creed says, the 4 agreements. Agreement number 1 says, be impeccable with your word. So be careful what you say because you want to make sure it rings true. Number 2, do not take things personally. This is hard for Narada because what do you mean you don't like my song? What do you mean you don't like my production? But I have to realize, don't take it personal. Number 3, do not assume. Ask the questions. In the book it says, people are assuming without even realizing they're assuming. So it's important that we double check ourselves. Am I assuming something without really knowing it? Am I kind of thinking something's true without really knowing it and giving it life? And in fact, it's just an assumption. So double check that. And number 4, always do your best. Always do your best. Even when you're sick. Even when you don't feel well. You know who I learned that from? Jeff Beck, John McLaughlin, these great warrior guitarists. They go on the stage, even if they don't feel that well because they've been traveling all night. They play with all the heart and soul they have. Raymond Gomez, all the heart and soul he has. Neil Sean, all the heart and soul he has. And Hendrix, I never met him, but I know when I watch him, I'm very inspired. And his rendition of Machine Gun at the Fillmore on New Year's Eve night when he just went so far out playing that prayer that we abolish the machine guns and live together and love each other and care for each other more. The 4 agreements bring us closer as people. Number 1 says, be impeccable with our word. Number 2 says, do not take things personally. Number 3 says, do not assume, ask the questions. Number 4 says, always do our best. So this is my prayer again on this day. I want everyone who watches my videos to feel uplifted and inspired. It's my true meaning and my cause to burn a fire of happiness and goodness and inspiration as I speak to you. All the love on this beautiful day. And I just want to say I love you with all my heart. How wonderful it is on Prince's birthday to invoke his presence. Prince gave a lot of love, helped bring the world together with his music, Purple Rain, his film, his music, his feeling of spirituality to bring people together. So it's so important that we maintain a love for each other and party to the music. And Lou Rawls taught me. One day I was in Hawaii. I've been working very, very hard. I flew to Hawaii to vacation and walking the dusty road there. And there's Lou Rawls. And I'm a fan of Lou Rawls, a great singer. And I say, Lou, hi, I'm Narada. You go, oh, hi. We became friends. I said, Lou, what's the most important thing? He said, the most important thing is never forget, it's supposed to be fun. I go, that's it? He goes, that's it. It's supposed to be fun. So I share that with you now. I know for having fun, we can laugh and sing and party and play to the music and have a great life with each other. And no need to hurt anybody. No need to be strangling anybody. No need to suffer anybody. I flashed this morning on watching some footage that the new Journey lineup band put together for UNICEF. And it was fun to watch it. You know, the different squares of all the different people, Jonathan Cain, Arnell, Neil Schon, Randy Jackson, Jason on keyboards in LA, and myself playing Don't Stop Believing. This song, Don't Stop Believing, has such a life of its own because of its message. Its message, don't stop believing. And you can look at it from a spiritual standpoint. Don't stop believing in your higher self. Don't stop believing in who you are. Don't stop believing in the magic that your parents and God have given you. Don't stop believing in the love you have in your heart. Don't stop believing in what you're here to do. Don't stop believing in your dream. Don't stop believing in what you really care about. Don't stop believing in what you're here to do. I know in my own life, I always wanted to play music, but it's not always so easy to do what you want to do. So you got to stick with it. And that's part of the magic. Don't stop believing in what you're here to do. If it's music, if it's songwriting, if it's singing, if it's being an artist, if it's whatever it is, if it's picking up the trash and helping to be environmentally smart where the trash goes to make our world better. Whatever it is, don't stop believing in your dream. I want to say that because it's the power of music again. I have done 13 years of the Rainforest concerts for Sting. Oh, he's a mighty man, and his wife, Trudy Styler. And we've done 2 shows now where we close our shows with all the casts of Elton John, of Billy Joel, of James Taylor, of all the great musicians, you know, Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight and Smokey Robinson and the Eurythmics with Annie Lennox recently with David Stewart, you know, and Bruce Springsteen, and our full band with Will Lee and Frank Martin and all my great singers with Lisa Fisher and Tabitha Fair and I mean a mighty band with Nile Rodgers playing guitar sometimes and oh my God, we have just so much love. The truth I'm trying to say is we've chosen the song Don't Stop Believing for 2 different years because it brings people together with the message of don't give up hope. Hey, let's have fun, let's dance, let's party, but let's not forget what we're here for, to have a good time in life and to do our vision, to live our dreams. Let's not get so battered down in how hard it is that we forget what we're here for. So I'm taking this segment to say to you, don't stop believing in your highest dream. And reach out and grab it. And if you're doing it, rest and wake up refreshed to do it even better. Wake up refreshed to do it even better. Wake up refreshed to do it even better. And if someone around you needs a word of encouragement, give that person a word of encouragement. Because on this road of making progress and spiritual journey, we need to breathe deep to be able to carry on, because it's not just a sprint, it is a marathon. Life is a marathon, a beautiful marathon. And I'm surprised how fast it goes. My daughter, Kelly, just graduated kindergarten. And they have what's called a drive-by parade, where the little kids in the cars with their sign. My daughter wanted to stand through the sunroof, drive by the teachers, and teachers applaud, Kelly. And all the children, as they are now recognized for graduating kindergarten. And I think, how fast it's gone. 7 years, pow! So I'm just telling you, time is going faster than you think. So seize time. Take advantage of time. I'm a drummer. I'm all about time. You know what I mean? Stevie says, I'm in time, on time, for all time. Stevie Wonder says that to me. In time, on time, for all time. I'm like, damn, Stevie. So take advantage of time. Time is not waiting for anybody. Make sure you're doing what you're here to do. Don't stop believing in your dream. And that leads me to a band I'm playing with coming up now, doing some recording and jam with Neil Sean. I'm looking at his amp tree right now, a Marshall amp, a high watt amp. He's a killer, and he's a great person. And his beautiful wife, Lady M. Wonderful people. And with a great manager named Merck, and with a great writer named Jonathan Kane, and his beautiful wife. And with Randy Jackson on bass as well. And with Arnell singing over in the Philippines, coming over. And with a brand new cat, I've not even met him, out of LA, named Jason. Very talented, handsome singer and songwriter and keyboard player. So we're coming together with a new strut, a new swagger on the Don't Stop, as well as new music to inspire the world with positive energy. See, there again, music has this great opportunity to bring us higher. Sly Stone did it with I Want to Take You Higher at Woodstock. You know, Carlos poured his heart out at Woodstock. Jimi Hendrix pulled his heart out, playing, the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock, taking everybody higher. So here we are, 2020. We want to go higher again. So in my heart, I want to help fly us all higher by me closing my eyes and playing my heart on my drums, and writing a song that would touch the heart with a message. So pray for me. And I say a prayer for you. I pray you're doing what you're here to do. And have a good time on this world. It's meant to be a good time. I'm working on putting together a great new piece. It'll be a video, and we want to ask people to help donate. The song is called The Quarantine Blues. It'll be out probably next week on YouTube's, and the proceeds are going to go to what's called Song Aid. Song Aid helps struggling musicians. There's so many struggling musicians now hurting. Pandemics hurt everybody. And musicians need help. So with this Quarantine Blues, which its founder is Mahavishnu John McLaughlin. John has called me and said, I have got an idea for a piece of music. I want to involve you and Carlos Santana and Cindy Blackman Santana. And let's put together something that can raise some money and some conscience to help the struggling musicians. He sent me an idea called the Quarantine Blues, a slow shuffle, a cool shuffle. So he said, put some lyrics to it and some ideas to it. So then Cindy and I put our ideas to it. And she's singing, I'm singing, my wife's singing along a little bit with my children kind of dancing along, all bringing to it our own aspect of the Quarantine Blues. Ralph Armstrong in Detroit is playing the bass. My brother, Ralph Armstrong, who joined the My Vision Orchestra when he was 17 years old. And before that was with a band with me called the New McGuire Sisters with Sandy Serrano. He's on bass on this new track. And it's Carlos Santana on guitar, Quarantine in Hawaii, Cindy on Quarantine in Hawaii, John on Quarantine in Monaco. And I'm here in Tarpon Studios, Quarantine Tarpon Studios. So check out, and when you see it, support it. Quarantine Blues, supporting Song Aid and all the struggling musicians. My partner, Jamil Wallace, asked me to summarize this year, 2020. Well, the year is still young, but look at us. We're going through a pandemic, and we're actually going to beat it over time. And we're also going through a pandemic of racial tension in our country, of America, and around the world now because of it. And what's it doing? It's bringing out the fact that we are not settled in our understanding of love for each other. And it's going to make us a better people. Once it comes out, we can fix it. We can clean it. We can alcoholize it. We can put the cotton swab on it and clean it out. We can make it better. We can make it better. Our generation, this generation, we are mighty. I was watching this morning the great champion Muhammad Ali, and he wouldn't fight Vietnam in Vietnam. He said, you know, my opposers are right here in America. Why do I have to go to Vietnam to kill the Viet Cong when I can't even go to a restaurant here and be served? And he got so mad about it, he took off his little Olympic medal and threw it in the river. So here we are now in 2020. Let's make sure that we are heeding the words of our great champion Muhammad Ali, that we serve our restaurants to everyone when the doors are open. We're kind as much as possible. We take time to take care of ourselves first and foremost, take care of our families, and then take care of each other. And if you believe in God, that's wonderful. If you don't believe in God, that's okay, as long as you believe in something. Don't stop believing. And to remain childlike. When I say childlike, I mean let your childlike spirit stay alive. That's where your genius comes from. That's where your sparks fly from. And we can come together with a bigger and bolder and brighter love than ever before. Like Jimi Hendrix said, act as bold as love. Bold as love. Bold as love. Love you so much.